The communication log that gets emailed to everybody every day. I am going to try to explain what it is and how to process it. This is a listing of all policies, endorsements, some claims that come through electronically. We still get some paper from some of these, but eventually they'll all be paperless. They are sorted by branch, so agency 2 or agency 1, branch 1 is first, but also a lot of things that are in suspense just end up on agency 1, branch 1 because the system doesn't know where to put it yet. So if there's no customer number listed and you see suspense, you basically ignore that until the suspense is run, which we'll get to later. So a lot of these first couple pages you basically just ignore because they're all suspense. So here's the first one that is not in suspense because it says there's a customer number and it's been updated. It's for Sullivan's Super Service. That's the customer. You can tell it's for his commercial auto policy. There was $1,156 in premium, commercial auto, and it was a PCH transaction type, which means policy change. There's only a few transaction types. Policy change is one, cancel is one, renew, REN is another, new for new business is another. There are a couple other ones for like audits and stuff, and they kind of vary per company. I think they use PAB a lot of times for audit. So what we have to do in applied, an activity is added, a down activity for each one of these items. And for some reason the effective date and the premium amounts are not put into applied, which is the most important piece of information. I didn't mean to hit that, so I'm going to have to flip out of that. Sorry. The most important piece of information in the whole thing. So we have to go back in and put it there. So if it'll ever let me do this. Oh, every time. I think I have to shrink it. We have to go back into that activity that's put in automatically. So I'm going to go to the customer code that was on the Comm log, SULLI-3. That's the customer. We have to go to activities, go to all, because when the down comes through, it doesn't keep it open. It automatically closes the activity, so it's not going to be automatically open. So this is all that applied puts in automatically. A down activity, application received PCH from Berkeley. We have to go to the end of that line and type in the effective date, 7/13/2017, and the premium 1156. Then we open the activity back up for the CSR or producer based on the cheat sheet we give you, who's supposed to be working on that stuff. This is Megan's, and we put no in the action field so that it stays open until she physically closes it, and hit OK. If it gives you any errors like this because you're doing it not the same day, you just hit OK. And then when you go to open activities, you can see it's listed there for her to see, and she'll actually get it on the main screen of applied too if she changes her description to down. It'll be under her. She has a lot of them, so we can't see them, but it's probably at the bottom. There it is right there. So if she was going to work from all her downs, she would just go to this screen here and start working from the top, probably on the oldest ones, and figuring out what was done. I'm going to change this back to me. If I can find myself. There I am. Okay, so that one is done. And I'll try to flip back to the Comm log to see the next one. So this is a suspense, we ignore it, suspense, we ignore it, suspense, we ignore it. The next update is on page 2, and it's for Laspina. So I have to try to do this again. Wish there was a better way to flip. So now I'm going to escape back out, or cancel and back out to the customer list, and LASPI-1 was the customer. Go to their activities. These are the downs for, we're doing the report from July 28th, 2017. So I'm going to go to that one. Now they had two on that day. One was a policy change and one was a renewal. So I have to go back to the download communication log and see which one was which. The renewal was effective 9/1 for $3,048. The policy change was before that 7/24 for $43. So I have it in front of me too. You know, if you're doing this, you probably have dual screens, and it's not as big of a problem. Oh, this thing's driving me nuts. I don't know why I have to get rid of that. Okay, so the policy change is 7/24/2017, and it was in a credit, so I have to type in the minus of $43. I have to open back up. Again, this is Megan's. She's the only CSR down at that agency and branch, so most of the down activities are going to go to her. And then there's a renewal as well, 9/1, and it was $3,048. If you don't know what Megan's 3-digit WHO code is, since there's a little question mark when I hover over the WHO, that means I can double click in there and every choice comes up and you can pick her, but after a while you just remember what everybody's codes are and you'll just be able to type it in and go. I changed action to no so it stays open until she physically closed it, and put open yes so that it stays open on her screen until she does something with it. Cross it off my list and go back to the next page on the Comm log. Those are suspense, suspense, suspense. Suspense, here's a Dean's beer that's updated. So we'll go to Dean's 2 and put in a policy change for 7/1 for a credit of $2. Oh, this thing. I really apologize. It's just not cooperating with me. And now it's not even letting me do it when I get rid of the Comm log. I'm gonna bust out of this full screen. Maybe that'll make it easier. No, now I can't even see it at all. Gotta get rid of that. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Okay. Dean -2. Activities all. The down from 7/28/17, because there could be, if you're doing this a couple days behind, there could have been one on 7/28, one on 7/29, one on 7/31, one on 8/2, whatever, and you have to make sure you're doing it on the right one, because if there's several changes done in a row, they need to be in order. This 2, I'm going to open it back up for Megan, because we're still doing her pages of the Comm log. And we're done with that one. Now, when I go back to the Comm log, after those 2 suspenses, which we ignore, suspense, you'll see that there's a couple pages of this daily download list. This is just informational from Donegal saying that they downloaded stuff. We don't have to do anything with these pages. So we're just going to flip through. Company to agency memo we don't do anything with. Nothing with that. We're only looking for the pages that look just like the other one where there's premiums and things like that. These pages say they're claims. These all go pretty much to suspense or automatically into the claims. We don't have to do anything with those either. More claims. Activity notes get attached automatically as well. We don't have to do anything with those unless they're in suspense, which we'll go over later. And you can see branch is no longer Brian Roop, so now we're on to branch 2, the next section of the Comm log. So I'm going to flip to that page over here. Now more of these are going to, you're not going to see suspense as much because the suspense are usually in branch 1. So this will go a little more smoothly that we're doing each one. So this is what it looks like, but I'm just going to go from my hard copy here. Annoying. Okay. Trying to get this to show up too. Okay, Hirsch, RA2, Ralph Hirsch is the first one. I'm going to go to Activities and All. This is the download from 7/28, so I double click it to open it. I'm going to go to the end of that line, 8/17/2017 minus 64.92, and open it back up. This is Megan's, and hit OK. Now that's on Megan's activity list to handle. It was a policy change, so she probably, that might be a paid in full, because normally if there's a policy change, you see a change request right below it. So maybe that is for a paid in full discount, because you can see he paid a little bit less than the renewal, but pretty much the whole amount. So that's probably what it is. Berg DE1 is the next one. Go to Activities and All. The download from 7/28 is what I'm working on. I double click it, go to the end, put in the date, minus 62, so it's a credit. Open it back up for Nancy and hit OK. APPRO-1, this is a commercial lines, approved fire. Activities, all, the download from 7/28 is a policy change. And on this one, on the comm log, there's no premium. You can see right here that where this premium is in this column, there's no premium here. So what we do to let people know that there was no premium and that we just didn't forget to enter it is put the abbreviation no premium on comm log in here, and that way they know that. Open that for Heather Kemp. It's the CSR, and we're done with that one. The next one's a little different too. It's for Wilm-1, Wilmington Land Bank. Okay, so on the communication log, there's these two downloads. One's property and one's general liability. So we're going to have to pay attention to which one we're entering, because other than that, the dates are exactly the same. So you can see the grand total overall change was $51, but 46 of it was general liability and 5 of it was property. Other than that, the dates are the same. So on this one, I'm going to open first, it's the general liability. So the dates are the same, 7/15/2017, but on the general liability, it's minus 46. I'm just going to type in a total too. And then on the property, same date, but it's a $5 credit. And the next one, STAWRI1, activities, all, 7/28 download, 9/17/2017, premium. This is Cassandra's, and she's KDW. No. You can use the mouse and click in these things, or you can tab, whatever is faster for you. So the rest goes. This is from 7/28. So you can see on here, there's a lot of down activities for 7/28. And the reason for that is motorists, they download even see there's package, commercial auto, crime, liability, property, and umbrella. So they'll download every single application, even though it might have only been an auto change. And from this, we really can't tell what was done from the comm log, but you can tell it's probably this driver change because they asked it for a driver change and then they received a download. So chances are that's what it's for. And they don't normally give us a premium unless it is a renewal. So we're just going to go to the first one we received and put in the date. No premium on comm log. And then there's two, so I'm going to put the next one from the comm log. One was 7/14 and the other one was 8/1. And that way at least they're in there. Next one, commercial ones are the ones that are a little different. 7/26/2017, no premium on comm log. I'm going to leave it open for Megan. And you can tell from looking at all of the activities that she just asked on the auto for a change of address, which makes sense that that doesn't usually change the premium. So she'll see that this came down. Let's see, she's changing it to 204 Meadow Lane. So if we look on the auto policy and see that the download, the application shows 204 Meadow Lane, we know that that's what just came down. So she's just going to close this down, not putting any premium in here. She'll put receive download and change her or close her change request activity and close her down activity. There's one from 8/1, but we're working on 7/28, so I'm going to leave this one go until we're at that date and open this one. And this comm log is for 9/1/2017 for 9/48. Again, this is Nancy's. And this is Joseph Lanovich. I'm only going to do like one more and then go to exceptions. Oops. And on Lanovich, there's no premium either. Looks like she might have added a lost payee, but there should be a change request activity there saying what was done. So I am going to flip over now to see what the first exception was, because when you do these, eventually you'll come to exceptions, activity notes, claims. Pages. Okay, just like this. So I received a download on this side. Just shrink this down. For Brinsel Excavation down here. $911, it was a policy change. So then what they're telling me on the exceptions is that that exceeds a 10% increase in his premium. If it is due to, so what you do is look at the exceptions, then go back to see what the download was. If that exception is due to a policy change download, we ignore it. Because a lot of times a policy change is going to end up 10% over the premium. We're only concerned about premium exceeding 10% and putting in an exception activity when it is due to a renewal, because that flags the CSR to go ahead and market the renewal. So we'll see if we can find another one. Claims policies. Here's an exception. 10%. It's this one up here. That's due to a policy change too. So this policy change for $241 made the premium go from $2,481 to $3,228, and that exceeded 10%. So Applied's letting us know. But there's a reason for it. It's an endorsement, so we're not really worried about it. I want to find one for somebody who is a renewal. So hopefully there is one. Keep looking. Testa, that's a policy change. Premium decrease, that's unusual, but we're going to have to use it because it's a renewal. Okay, so either the exception could be an increase of 10% or a decrease of 10%. Either way, we put something and applied for it. So this customer up here had his home renew, and the $1,739 is less than what his previous at $2,121 is by 10%. So we go back into that activity and we not only update the down, but we put a new activity in as well. Let's get to this page. I didn't show you what to do here. So we're just going to pretend like we're on this page. KEFA CH1 is the customer. You would be, okay, this is a homeowner's that has an inland marine attached, so there's two activities, but the inland marine premium is included for the home, so we're just going to update the home. 10/2/2017, 1739. We open it back up for Kim, and you can see Applied doesn't do anything. They don't put anything special in for that exception. So we have to add either an increase activity, or in this case, a decrease activity. We have to add, highlight the policy that we're talking about on the right. So if you forget which one it was, you can always look back on the Comm log and pick the right policy type and policy number and hit OK. It automatically has decrease in premium exceeds 10%, so you don't have to type that in, but in the note, you're going to put the premium decrease like the previous and the new premium in. You can copy and paste that from here. Hopefully it works since I'm remoted in. Oh, gosh. This would be like half of the video if I didn't have to keep doing this. Paste. And keep that open for Kim too, which it automatically does that. You don't have to change any of those. So now when she goes here, she'll not only see that the policy renewed and what the premium is, but that it went down and by how much. So she can send a nice little letter to the customer telling him how wonderful we are and that he doesn't have to show up anywhere for his insurance. So that is, just go page by page by page how you do the Comm log. If you are processing your own page of the Comm log, you can go here and see what activities were opened up for you after they're done for the day, or if you want to do it ahead of time, you go to your page and just process it just like you would have received this actual deck page. That is the Comm log in a nutshell and how to process it. I will do another video here soon on how to pull things from suspense, and that way it won't be as long of a video. Thanks.